Hello, hello. Welcome to Jermaine's Green Team. Found two cabinets. Like I say, and yeah, ask, he'll bless. Just talking to Rose the other day, going, man, I wish we had some cabinets to install because we got the countertop, but now just cabinets, and there they were. You're heading in to go do the delivery. But yeah, one of them things too. That difference going and picking that up, coming back. Unfortunately, we did run short on gas, and we pulled into one of the places we've been before, and a lady who's helped us out in the past helped us out, which gave us time to talk to her and another individual, and they're gonna start attending the channel, which is pretty nice. Trying to get the word out more and more. But right now we're popping on to kind of go a little more over. I know someone did refer to our yard as like a farm. It's kind of funny they say that because I am trying to do a micro farm on here, because like I said, we're gonna, where the garden is here, and it's coming over all the way down to the end of the fence. And we do plan on cleaning all the rest of this up, and that strip, because we own over to, we'll own as soon as the contract is done, over to that telephone pole straight on back. We're gonna do raspberries and blackberries through that strip. I'm thinking about possibly putting a couple fruit trees in. And on the back, for sure, we are going to put in, I know we're doing walnuts, pears, cherries, and apples, because I know all of those are heavy producers for our area. Like, I like peaches and apricots, but, well, Rosie's the one that really likes the apricots. The kids do too. But those ones, they just, for some reason, with the soil conditions and the weather and everything, it just doesn't do the greatest. But this is another thing we do have to get going. Like I said, we were holding off. I was thinking about getting a wood chipper so we could just mulch it all and use it for the garden, so we could have that extra carbon load. But at this present time, winter's coming up faster than expected. Well, I guess it ain't coming up faster than expected. It's just coming quicker than I'd like it to. So we're going to get the fire going. Supposed to do it the other night, but we're going to get fired up and start burning it. We are going to get Brendel set up back here on a zip line. We got everything around for it. We just have to cut the poles and get them mounted in the ground. And we do have a couple really nice oak logs. There's a couple sections that are 6 to 8 foot there. Got a somewhat straight place. There's a few logs I have in the piles that I do want to keep separate, because we do want to get the sawmill. And whether we, like I was telling Rosie, we have a couple more pines. We have a nice big pine over there down. We have one here. If we got a sawmill, there's one neighbor down the road that's got a band sawmill. We're possibly going to try to chat him, see if he runs the wood. We split the lumber. But there's another good one, because we could have enough to be able to do tongue and groove for the walls in the kitchen and do a few of the things. Be able to finish off do some work on the shed back, because the tree hit it, so I got to get that all reinforced. But we'll either get a Alaskan chainsaw mill, or we'll talk to one or two of the neighbors, see if somebody's got a sawmill that wants to split some lumber. And the birdies. I really need to get on getting that chicken coop built. And we have to harvest again. About 5:30, 6 in the morning. There's 2 bantams. You got that one right there. That's the hen. I don't know what the other bantam is. The other, oh, there he is. He's hiding. He's right back in there. We're keeping that one. But then there's 2 or 6 buffs And there's two of these right here, the black Australopes that are roosters. And I think there's a barred rock too as well. Just by looking at the head structure and the comb, roosters are just like twice the size of head, and the structure a little different. So, but I know for sure we're trying to find a home for the one booted bantam we're not keeping, and we're waiting on the one neighbor. He says he wants two of the roosters, and whatever roosters he doesn't take, they're going to the pot. So we gotta call him in and help warm them up. So yeah. And I still gotta get the sign made for these mean ones, these Isa Browns, and 9 of them. I'm gonna get rid of them. I just can't deal with it. They're so aggressive. Yeah, but I mean, I still have to get. I have to get this little section finished off, and you can see where I gotta get up and cut that section of. Probably a little easier when I'm waiting to cut that little section off there. Put some steel on it, and put a board in there. So yeah, I had my cousin come over and inspect because he's an elder and he spent a lot of his years doing construction. He pointed out something to me that makes sense. I threw in one of my headers without support underneath it. He pointed out, I was like, "Oh, David, what good does a header do without being supported?" Yeah, so yeah, I do have to do that yet. On that back window, I have to pop the header out, cut the 2x4 next to it, and cut another one to slide in so the header is properly mounted, which that's why inspections are important. He's one of the elders. He's not just one of the elders. He's one of the elders. There's a couple different elders that I have been having coming out after I get so far into work. They come out and do inspections because they've spent a lot more work doing construction. Turnip's doing really nice. So they come out and do full out inspections and inform me where I went wrong and explain what the importance is of the reasoning on why they are set, the code and everything set for it. So yeah, just the old school, stick to the elders information. So I got to get out here and help Rosie. She said she's been picking on them, but there's quite a bit of them. I got to get to picking. Definitely. And then, yeah, let it kind of get out of control because it's less on the least thing on my list, really. I told Rosie we're just going to come in and smack off the couple selected ones like we have. This one here is the Black Sea. These flowers, they're all finished out. They were all pollinated with the ones we wanted, as well as, where's the other one? And it's this one right here, which is our Havana. We already harvested some flowers off that. I really didn't want the Virginia to go to seed. It's a thick, tough leaf. You gotta heat treat it or ferment it to break down the sugars, as well as the structuring in the leaf. That's something I kind of really didn't want. And then we have our burley over here, which is loaded with seeds. So we're going to cut off our selected ones, the ones that are already done finished off. And those ones we're going to put up. And I guess we're just going to let everything else flower. And anyone and everyone around who wants free tobacco seeds, they're not guaranteed on what they are, but they're free tobacco seeds. I mean, you can stop by and contact us and meet up somewhere and drop off some tobacco seeds to you. If you're up this way by West Branch, we do deliveries in West Branch. So we'll have plenty of them. I can mark down on which plants I cut them from, but like I said, we have a female hummingbird who comes in regularly every day and visits our tobacco patch. She smashes on every flower, really. She doesn't miss a single one. It's actually pretty cool watching her. And Rosie said there was the one day she was in the bedroom and she watched a male come and a male hummingbird attack the camera. But yeah, speaking of flowers, check these out. Absolutely beautiful. Size of dinner plates. At first, I was like, yeah, flower's not the biggest, but it opened right up and it's just beautiful. So we will be keeping seed off that one. This one did pretty nice too as well. Yeah, the front looks a lot different today. I think we're going to get this window put in for the fire. Is it every bedroom has to have a window for a fire exit. So, and we did get the 2 for the loft. They're a little bit longer. But that's probably what we're going to do today is pop this one piece of plywood out. So we got a whole piece of plywood for the floor for the loft. And use the smaller pieces we have to finish in around the window. Just like we did on the back. We got a whole almost a full sheet on the back doing the same thing. Because we got a whole bunch of partial pieces of plywood sitting around. You really can't use those on flooring, so we're just working on getting that done. Yeah, it's not the best, but it will work in the time of need. I showed a short on it, I believe, but this is what we got. It's just mobile home galvanized steel. But once we cut the edge flat and slide it a couple inches up underneath the existing shingles, after we put down a piece of plywood where the old existed wood's busted, we can tar that down and it will last through the winter. Mainly is what we're going for, because we just want to be able to seal it off. And we did make the decision. We put the window right by the back door, so we can go double 90 on the stovepipe to just run it out the window. So in the summertime we can dismount it and put it right on out in the shed for storage, because it's a small house. It's a tiny home. So because with that we do need to maximize space. So instead of trying to cut a hole in the roof and all this and that, we're just doing a double 90 right off the back of the stove pretty much, and right out the window straight on up. So yeah, you get a decent amount of heat too. The 90-degree bend forces a lot of heat up. It's coming to the end of the season. Everything's just got so much fruit on. It's trying to ripen so fast. It's draining the plants right to nothing. And you see solid red, almost freaking gnats. Almost solid red tomatoes. But all right, I'm gonna get off here. These gnats are driving me absolutely insane. But like I said, it will be a micro farm when we're done. We want to put all the fruit trees along this side, along the back, up along the other side too. But trying to really get a permaculture set to where it's permanently all year long, every year. Oh, mulberries, that was the other one I did forget. Mulberries are a really good producer, and I like them too, because they was like one of the first fruits to produce. So, well, you guys have a good one. Remember, keep it growing. We did put an update short on what we have planned for our live stream. We are going to start going over the discovery packets. We're getting ready to file a grievance paperwork, yard, as well as we're going to go over and start figuring out, I guess, how to file for FOIAs and petitions, because the attorneys don't seem to want to do it. And we're going to have to gather the evidence ourselves to start fighting, because we're not backing down. The longer it goes, the more our evidence is degraded. So we will be getting on that. So stay tuned. We'll try to show you guys step by step as best as possible, so we can start showing people how to stand up and practice rights as they need to be practiced. But remember, keep it growing, and always just live life to the best. All right.